a remote Pacific island, where an expedition of world-famous scientists investigate incredible rumors of its fantastic mysteries and discover barren volcanic mountains surrounding strange green valleys. Mammoth caves that breed giant mutations. Vampire plants that devour humans. But most astounding of all, the tiniest women in all creation. Sacred beauties of a lost tribe which worships a monstrous creature. What is the secret of Mothra? What is the bizarre spell that awakens Mothra as these doll-sized girls call to the super god from captivity? Mothra, whose revenge is more devastating than any man-made weapon. Mothra, who defies warplanes. Wrecks ocean liners. Smashes dams and bridges. Mothra, creating hurricanes. Mothra, enveloped in a shell that no human force can penetrate. Mothra, indestructible, all-powerful, indescribable. What kind of creature is this god monster, Mothra?
Hello and welcome to Unpopular Sci-Fi, an Atomic Future podcast. I'm your host RJ Thabantes, and on this pilot episode, I'm going to be giving you a short review of the film Mothra. As you can already tell because you click on the Spotify episode or wherever you get your podcasts from, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Is it called Apple Podcasts? I really don't know. I'm an Android guy. I'm sorry. Mothra is a 1961 kaiju film directed by Ishirō Honda. It is based on the novel The Luminous Fairies and Mothra by Shinichiro Nakamura, Takehiko Fukunaga, and Yoshi Hata. In the film, an expedition group led by both Japanese and realistic scientists travels to Infant Island, or Baru Island in the US version. The group discovers two itty-bitty ladies named Shinobi-jin, Japanese for small beauties, on their expedition. In the expedition group, a greedy Willisican named Clark Nielsen sees an opportunity to stack some loot, so he plans to abduct the Shinobi-jin. Clark succeeds. Clark, pulling a Carl Denham, exploits the Shinobi-jin. Little does he know, the Shinobi-jin, while on a live stage, are performing a ritual to summon their god Mothra to rescue them. Suppose you ask me, Mothra out of the other three kaijus, besides Godzilla who had a solo film with Varan and Rodan, it's better than Rodan and Varan. I'll have to say it's the second best solo monster movie in the Toho Showa canon, while Godzilla being the first. What I like about Mothra is that she is the first monster to be the hero of a kaiju film. I mean, sure, she caused a lot of collateral damage in two countries, but the audience can sympathize with her goal to rescue the Shinobi-jin. Like Godzilla, the film has themes. Mothra tackles femininity, naturality, and greed. The movie also has low-key political themes. The character of Clark is from the fictional country named Wilisica. They were originally called Roshika. The country is based on Russia and the United States. Suppose you pay attention to the flag of Wilisica. You can see the stars and stripes and the hammer and sickle. Everyone and their grandparents know the stars and stripes are from the American flag, and a lot of millennials who spend most of their time on social media will recognize the hammer and sickle from the Soviet Union flag. Even the Wilisican military uniform looked like Russia. Again, subtle. Then again, it makes sense because Japan at the time got caught in the middle of the Cold War between the United States and the Soviet Union. Kind of like that right part, whatever it's called, in an ice cream sandwich. I don't know what's it called. I'm vegan. So, to anyone who's still listening, Nakamura, the author, chooses a moth because he wanted a monster that goes through a metamorphosis, change. This makes Mothra unique to me because unlike other giant bugs in other monster movies such as the ants from Them, the grasshoppers from Beginning of the End, and the tarantula from Tarantula, or the mantis from the Deadly Mantis, they represent something ugly while Mothra represents something beautiful. Again, this makes sense because there are some gorgeous looking moths. Mothra may not be a rosy maple moth, but she is lovely in her own right. Did you know that Mothra has 8 minutes of screen time in her own film? That's more screen time than her appearance in Godzilla King of the Monsters, a terrible movie. Mothra may not be high art, but it's an entertaining monster movie that will make you fall in love with the kaiju genre. The themes are intelligent and the special effects are pretty good. It may not be a Godzilla or a King Kong, but Mothra is still a good monster movie that you can watch on a Friday night with a glass of cold studs and a hot pizza. I give Mothra a 4 out of 5. Thank y'all for listening to the pilot episode of Unpopular Sci-Fi. This is a short episode for a podcast, but keep in mind this is the pilot, and most short episodes, to my knowledge, go around at like 10 or 20 minutes, I believe. But I promise y'all, if y'all keep listening to the show, I will make the episodes a little bit more longer, a little bit more detailed. If you want to send criticism, follow the show on Twitter. The Twitter handle is atomic_future. That's where I'm going to be promoting the show and all of my other podcasts that I self-produce myself. And if you're into techno music, I am planning on releasing some of my own tracks. So that will be the best way to keep in contact with me. Next on Unpopular Sci-Fi.
The probe penetrates the brain while these hooks lock into the spinal column.
Using us like puppets?
We're being manipulated.
They're capable of transmitting not just intelligence, but memory.
We're only human after all.
Next month, I will be talking about the 1994 film Robert A. Heinlein's The Puppet Masters. Thanks for listening. Before I go, I just have to give credit to Yuji Koseki, the man who created the music for the film Mothra that I use in this podcast episode. I just got to give credit to Toho and the composer because I don't want to get sued. I'm broke, man. I don't have any money. I do not own Mothra. I do not own the music for the film. I just had to get that out there before somebody send a cease and desist letter.